Hello, everyone. This is a first, I'd say, like a first try for us to do something that is a bit different than usual. We casually today met with one of the, I'd say, the Moroccan founders, like that are in the Silicon Valley. And we casually came here on a lift together. So we casually are having this interview in the DevFest of Silicon Valley.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for having me, and I would like to thank the team here and Google as well for this, because we're in DevFest now. DevFest in Silicon Valley.
It's not only DevFest; it's DevFest and the Silicon Valley. It's like that hits different.
Yeah, that's actually crazy, you know.
Yeah. Thinking back about like our journey from, I'd say, our community in Morocco, from GDSC, Ibn Zouaid University, have you ever kind of thought that we will have such a conversation here in the Silicon Valley, or have you ever thought that we'll meet each other again in a place where most of the people dream to come here? Yeah.
As I said, I'm really optimistic, but this was beyond what I ever imagined, because when we were back in Morocco at the university, like first year of my, because after high school I joined like a school where I started to learn programming and everything, and then I realized, okay, this is hard, this is difficult, there's no way I can do this, even though I'm passionate about video games and I'm passionate about like being a nerd and stuff, but the actual programming was like crazy, you know. And then out of nowhere, I don't know if I said that story back in any of the interviews, but there's this single time where I'm not regretting sleeping late, which is when I was like scrolling on maybe TikTok or Instagram, and I checked like there is this opportunity for students. You can join like Google Developer Student Clubs in your hometown. I was like, okay, can I start my own here in Agadir? Because there was none as I thought. But then when I checked, I realized, okay, there is actually somebody here doing it, which is Taha back in the day. And I realized that, okay, let's check what are the events that are nearby, because it's not in my school. It's actually because my school is focused on like technology. It has like a specific system, but the university as a big institution is something else. This is the thing in Morocco. And then I realized that, okay, this is this event that says, become a volunteer. And I was like, okay, I don't even know what these people do, but I'm gonna become a volunteer, you know?
So
like,
to be honest, like I did not know what I was doing there. Nobody would know what we were doing.
Yeah, but when I joined, first day, I met this guy, I met other people, and like proud I would say, like it's the day that definitely shaped like where I am now, and it definitely changed my life, because I started as a volunteer, even though I had no idea what I was doing back then. And then I joined like some events that he was doing, some courses. He was giving us like some Google credits for fun. We could just experiment with the like cloud platforms and whatever. And day by day I realized, okay, this is quite fun. It's not what I see in my university, at least like at the beginning. And I was like, okay, let me do more. And then we started doing hackathons. We started like traveling the world and going to summits and getting like intros to some interesting people. And all that started at a random 3 a.m. joining like a club, which is crazy. But I'm really grateful for all of that.
Yeah. Back to like just like one point that you said, like kinda you decided like to join just because you were curious that actually you are interested in trying something else that is not available in your own campus. Have you ever like thought that you will be wasting your time if you joined that community, or you just kind of risked it to actually defy the common, like I would say, opinion that is available, like that is kind of popular in our communities?
Actually, when I was back in the university, it was post-pandemic, and my school didn't have clubs back then, like student clubs. So what I was doing is basically I started going to like checking other like institutions and other schools clubs, you know, and checking like the requirements. Should I be a student there so I can join? Because I'm really curious about, okay, if like these clubs are doing, for example, programming for video games, and I like video games, I want to do something about it, and like personal brand stuff like that. That's why I started like joining, because I was really curious to know what these people are doing, what events are they going to, and I actually do my research. So when I realized, okay, Google developers and clubs are like they're like successful people starting from there, and then like being in Silicon Valley, doing like crazy startups, joining, like being senior software engineers at big tech companies, etc. I was like, okay, there is a chance I might be one as well, you know. And I'm just gonna try, you know. If I don't like it, worst case scenario, I can just leave, and no one's gonna tell me, okay, you have a cancellation fee. There's no cancellation fee. You can just like
there was no registration fee, like which is
exactly
different.
No registration fee, no cancellation fee. Most of the talks were online at the beginning, and then they were offline, so we can like know each other and connect with each other. But it was so great. Yeah.
Yeah. Out of like that experience, what were, I would say, the best skills or the best exact defining moment that when you felt that you learned something, especially not only from the tech side, but also like from the personal side or the mindset side?
Mm-hmm. For tech side, actually, I realized, okay, there's all these tools on the internet on how to build stuff, but you need to know how to leverage them in order to like learn about concepts and also like be profitable, like for example, make code in a production, like code, like, how do I say it? Like build something that you can ship in a production and not like as a development, not be like a normal side project where you, like once you ship it, it's gonna break with a casual SQL injection or whatever, you know? So you need to know how to protect your code base. You need to know a lot of stuff. And these stuff, we don't learn it in school, you know, but we learn it in clubs. We learn it between us, because clubs are basically this environment of people who are sharing like insights, sharing tips and tricks from students to students and by students as well. So that's from the tech side. And also like from personal side, I knew how to talk to people. I knew how to pitch demos and do interviews without being nervous. I'm actually nervous, but
don't tell that one.
but other than that, like on the personal side, you get to develop your personal brand. You get to develop your skills with people, and a lot of stuff. Actually, it really shapes you. Like you before, like the you before integrating these clubs is not the you after, you know. Mm-hmm. It's completely changing. And but of course, if you go and you just don't go and attend and then like leave, you have to connect to people. You have to also do slides. I remember one of the like I know you're gonna laugh about it, but like in so many events when I was in with Taha, he comes and says, "Yo, you have a talk. You have to present it. You have to present a demo in 15 minutes. You have 15 minutes to make something." And I was like, "About what? But what do you want me? Okay, here's the resources." And he sends me like back on Discord, like he creates a specific channel on Discord with the name of the talk, and he gives like all the resources that I need, and he says, "Okay, make slides. Here's the template. You just make slides, you make the script. If you're nervous, if you can't remember the script, if it's gonna be in English," and my English was not that good back in the day, you can just like read from the script in presentation tools and just present, just be there, just commit, you know? And I was hella scared to do this in front of like 20, 30 people. But now I know the reason why he was pushing me to do this, because you got to be prepared for everything. For now, for example, I wasn't even prepared for this podcast. But
So basically, we were planning to create a plan for this podcast, and then we failed to create the plan. So everything, like even my tablet is empty, and I'm just like holding it here from, just like for the for the looks of it. But basically, like that's the gist of it. Like you train yourself to actually, I would say, like create the script as you go. Like sometimes you don't have the ability, like you don't have even like you don't know what you want to say, but you can actually learn how to leverage like your English to actually give you a bit of time to think, and then you can actually talk later by just like kind of 3 seconds delay, but it helps you a lot with creating the content faster, which is kind of like one of the tricks that I use to actually trick my brain to give me like something to say in the next sentence. I'm just like basically a next token prediction system too.
yeah, and it's actually pretty hard to do it, because if English is not your like your first language, you're gonna have like at the beginning of your time, at the beginning of your career, a hard time trying to assemble words and giving like a meaningful like sentence, which is still something that I sometimes have a difficulty with, that have a problem with, but it depends again because I'm new to the entrepreneurship world. I'm still learning these kind of jargon, AMR, ARR, MR, and all these stuff. But for example, if I want to talk about developer tools, I want to talk about like engineering, it's going to be like so easy for me because I already like have kind of a knowledge. I'm not an expert, but a knowledge in that. So if you want to have like this, I'm going to say it in Arabic, fasaha, like smoothness, and this, it's not smoothness, but yeah, like you talk in a smooth way, you gotta like consume more and read books more and know how like people that you look up to talk and present, so you can mimic how they present first, and then you're gonna have your personal touch eventually.
Yeah, and one of the ways, like one of the things that actually can help with this specific problem is not only kind of consuming, but sometimes you need to practice. Sometimes you need to actually do stuff outside and then get feedback, since like you cannot hear your voice. Like you need someone else to hear your voice, and then he can give you feedback. And that feedback, you can use it to actually improve your own, I'd say, just like way of speaking. Since it's not only about like, I'd say the English itself, but sometimes it's also about like the body language. Sometimes it's about like how you actually feel inside while you are doing the talk. And you need to actually, I'd say, consider everything as you are, before you actually go on the stage and everything. And one way that we kind of used to do it is just like kind of by having talks, by kind of recording content, and also by, I would say, like collaborating on projects. Like if you, especially in software engineering, if you are collaborating with another person on a project, it's not like if you are working alone. Exactly. You need to actually explain your idea. You need to actually just like write, I know it's easy with AI right now, but you need to actually write your thoughts so you can actually give them to another person, and he needs to understand them without any friction. But if you did not practice this like in your early career, you will continue to suck on it like for the rest of your career, especially at the early stage. And this is like one of the main skills that most of the people don't have, like the ability to actually link between their technical capabilities, which sometimes they are really amazing. They are really good like lead coders, but when it comes to like the soft skills, when it comes to the way they speak about their own projects, you can find like a huge gap there. And that's kind of like why like we kind of started GDSC at that time. It's like kind of to bridge the like the tech side and the theory sides to actually the industry side, and also to the people side. And that's kind of like one of the goals of the whole program. Mm-hmm. And in GDSC, like one way that we tried actually to do it, like it was not only about like one person in the club, but it's the whole club that was actually collaborating. From that experience of collaborating with people, what were actually the main, I would say, lessons that you learned? The good ones and the bad ones, both.
Okay. The lessons that I learned is that, when collaborating with people, you gotta do like your own best. For example, let's say, I'm gonna give a simple example. For example, in hackathons, And hackathons, if you're gonna like have a team of 2 or 3 people, you need to kind of have like people around you with complementary skills. So if you're a developer, you're gonna have like someone who's business. And I'm not just talking about hackathons in this case. This can be applied also to entrepreneurship. You know, if you have 2 developers and none of you guys are like know how to talk to people, it's gonna be so hard because you're just building products and not talking to users. And that's not how a company is running. That's how a hackathon is being done for projects. But what I say is, for collaboration, you need to give your all in. You need to give like everything that you've got in order to make that project successful. No hard feelings at all if you have like issues with the other person. You know, we believe that everyone's gonna do their own best, and no prejudgment. Is it prejudgment? Préjugement. It's in French, préjugement. But you need to not assume that like this guy is bad or like he's gonna ruin everything. You know, just like do your own thing and collaborate on that project specifically. So everyone has their own defined tasks, and you need to have these hard conversations. Okay. Hello, like this is an example, for example, like, hello, I noticed that you did this and it was great, but I also realized that you didn't do that, which is kind of concerning. Let's talk about it. And then people like this way, you will be like more direct with the other people, and they will also be like understanding like what's happening, and they will improve themselves better and better. And the same goes for you, because تمشي معصوم الخطأ. You're not
هذيك
yeah, I don't have the English word for that, but collaborating with people is fun, because building hard is very, very like building things alone is very hard, and it's not worth it. Like I tried it, it's not really enjoyable, you know. That's pretty much it.
And one thing, like kind of when you talked about building things alone, you mentioned like I know it's hard, but sometimes like it's a closed environment where you will get like the wrong feedback. Like if you kept on building things alone, you will keep actually thinking that you are good at one thing, but you are not actually showing it to the public, and you are not, I'd say, not comparing, but competing in the right environment. So most of the people, when they come to me, they will tell me, oh, I'm good at Java, I'm good at this language, I'm good at this language. And when I ask them, okay, can you show me how can you prove this? Like, do you have any projects that are built publicly? Did you do any talks? Did you write any blog posts? They will tell me, no, I don't have it. And basically that does not kind of allow me to make a judgment if that person is good at what he's saying, or it's just like kind of closed feedback loop that he thinks he's good at something. And one way of like kind of not doing that is like kind of by building in public and building with people. And what are the main lessons that you learned from building in public? I followed your whole career, like kind of the whole path in the past 5 years or so. So I've seen like a lot of actually growth in that area. So what are the main, I would say, lessons that you learned from actually building in public?
Yeah, actually, building in public is one of the most important skills that you need to have in 2025, 2026, and like beyond, because it shows that you have like high agency. It shows that you are actually shipping products and shipping or like learning fast. So there's like building public. It also like includes learning in public. So I'm not sure if you remember like 30 days of code, you know, this trend that was on Twitter. Like there's this hashtag called 30 days of code. Multiple people from Google, from other like companies are doing this trend to encourage people to learn how to code in public, you know. So you go to Twitter or LinkedIn and you post today is my like first day learning Python, you know, and here's what I did. I learned variables, I learned data structures and whatever. And like you see a lot of people in the comments saying, oh, I'm in the same journey as you. Oh, I'm in day 15. Oh, I'm a senior software engineer. Hit me up. I can get you an interview or something like that. And this is one of the, yeah, this happens a lot. You know, it happened to me. A lot of people like came back to me with some offers. A lot of people like invited me to talk at events and hackathons. And actually like important conferences that was like, I just want to participate, but now I'm a speaker. That's crazy, you know? And you have to like, just like keep doing it, because building in stealth, like people say it in stealth. Personally, I don't like it, because I'm a person who believes in being authentic with people and showing the whole progress, and being like transparent with what I do. So if there's a problem with code, I'm gonna tell people, yo, of course there's some things that shouldn't be disclosed, but the whole journey, like I like to share it with people, so I can like, maybe someone will have the same issue, and what I like, he's gonna see the video and says, okay, I'm not alone, so I'm not gonna be sad. I'm just gonna continue going, because like building, or I'm gonna say again, entrepreneurship is there's this feeling where you have like some existential crisis, or like you just feel different emotion in 12 hours or like in a day. So
5 minutes.
Or in 5 minutes. So the first 3 hours when you wake up, you're like, okay, I'm gonna try to code. I'm gonna talk to some people. And then you're like, okay, I'm the best CEO, I'm the best CTO in the world. I can do this. I just closed this client, whatever. And then 3 hours later, the code breaks, you know? And you have no idea how to fix it. And you like spend hours trying to fix it in no vein. And you're like, oh, I'm the worst developer ever, you know? And then like in that point, you gotta realize that it's the exact point where most people give up. So you have to just like push a little bit, like you add like 2 more hours, 3 more hours, and then suddenly it's gonna like work out. And even if it doesn't work out that day, it happens a lot. So I sleep like frustrated on what I have, but then the next day I just go and show up and do the thing again and again, and eventually it will just work out out of nowhere. And I was like, that's awesome. Let me continue, you know? So yeah, that's pretty much it. Like building in public is awesome, and I encourage everyone, whether you're a student, you're a professional, to join this movement, because it's not a trend. It's something that you have to actually do in order to get more.
طيب. So like الخير في الشر ولا عزاء إلى الجائعين.
Exactly. Yeah.
And with that, actually, we come to the end of our interview.
Really, that was
And
pretty
it was
short.
a 5 minutes like interview. Did not feel like a 30 minutes. Thank you very much, Kaito. Thank you very much, Merouane.
Thank you for having me, and thanks
here.
Google and
thank you,
DevFest.
Google,
and
all the DevFest team and everyone in the room. Thank you very much for actually all your efforts. And I'd say see you in the next one, I guess. Like maybe tomorrow, maybe the day after. Like,
yeah.
We don't know.
See you soon.
We will hit you again with another episode. Thank you very much.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Take care.